We're living in an age of unprecedented anxiety. From social media pressures to global uncertainties, it feels like there's no escape. But what if the very antidote to our modern worries has been waiting for us in plain sight for centuries? What if the cure for overthinking, fear, and comparison was hidden in words written 2,000 years ago by men who faced war, exile, and death, yet found peace within themselves? This video reveals how ancient Stoic principles can transform your approach to stress, helping you find peace and control in a world that often feels out of control. Part 1. The perpetual anxieties of today. We live in a world of constant pressure to perform. Open your phone, and what do you see? Perfectly curated lives, success in 30-second reels, beauty behind filters. Everyone seems to be winning, while you feel like you're falling behind. Social media has become the new Colosseum. Instead of gladiators fighting lions, it's us battling comparison, envy, and the endless need to prove our worth. Seneca once wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." In our age of likes, views, and followers, this truth cuts deeper than ever. The craving never ends. Then there's uncertainty overload, economic instability, global conflicts, climate change, the sense that the world is spiraling beyond your control. And it is. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And finally, the paradox of choice. Endless options, jobs, relationships, entertainment. We thought choices would liberate us. Instead, they paralyze us. Every yes feels like 100 no's. Decision fatigue and regret consume us. Anxiety thrives when the mind is untrained. But the Stoics faced wars, plagues, and exile, worse than anything we scroll past in our feeds, and yet they found peace. How? Part 2. Stoic Principles for Modern Minds. The dichotomy of control. Epictetus, born a slave and later one of philosophy's greatest teachers, said, "Some things are up to us, and some are not." This simple truth could dissolve half your anxiety overnight. Most of our suffering comes from trying to control what lies outside our hands. Other people's opinions, global politics, tomorrow's outcomes. But Epictetus teaches us to draw a line. Focus only on what you can control. Your choices, your effort, your response. Imagine the peace of mind that comes from no longer wrestling with what is impossible to change. Premeditation of evils, premeditatio malorum. Seneca advised, "He robs present ills of their power, who has perceived their coming beforehand." This practice means imagining potential setbacks, not to dwell in fear, but to prepare your mind. What if you lose your job? What if the market crashes? What if you're rejected? By rehearsing adversity, you blunt its sting. Modern psychology calls it stress inoculation. The Stoics mastered it centuries ago. They taught that preparing for hardship makes you resilient when hardship inevitably arrives. Amor fati, the love of fate. Marcus Aurelius declared, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything thrown into it." Amor fati is not just acceptance, it is love. Loving every event, even the painful ones, as necessary fuel for your growth. Imagine living with such radical embrace that nothing life throws at you can break you because you choose to make meaning out of it. Part 3. Practical Applications. Let's bring this down from philosophy into daily life. Checking Instagram, you see others succeeding while you feel stuck. Instead of spiraling, remember the dichotomy of control. You cannot control their success, but you can control how you use your next hour. Job insecurity. Fear of being laid off keeps you up at night. Apply premeditation of evils. Imagine the worst-case scenario, losing the job. Then ask, how would you survive? Where would you pivot? By confronting the fear mentally, you rob it of its power. Overthinking choices. You worry about choosing the wrong career, the wrong partner, the wrong city. Here, amor fati steps in. Whichever path unfolds, treat it as your path. Instead of fearing regret, decide to make meaning out of what happens. These principles are not abstract. They are daily weapons against anxiety. Part 4. Reflection and Transformation. Now pause. Ask yourself, how much of your anxiety comes from fighting battles you cannot win? How much peace could you reclaim if you narrowed your focus only to what you control? How would your life feel if you stopped resisting fate and started loving it? The Stoics were not superhuman. They felt fear, pain, and loss, just like us. The difference is they trained their minds. They built inner fortresses while the world around them crumbled. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on earth, wrote privately in his journal, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. If an emperor under constant war, plague, and political betrayal could find peace, so can you." Part 5. Your Stoic Journey. Begins, the transformation doesn't happen overnight. It starts with small shifts, one principle at a time. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, remind yourself of the dichotomy of control. When a problem arises, practice premeditation of evils. Imagine the setback. Rehearse your resilience, and at night, when you reflect, whisper to yourself, amor fati, love your fate, exactly as it is. Each small act of Stoic practice sharpens the mind, calms the heart, and builds an unshakable spirit. Seneca said, "He suffers more than necessary who suffers before it is necessary." Stop suffering twice, train your mind, and you will discover freedom even in chaos. The world will not slow down. Social media will not get kinder. Uncertainty will not disappear, but you can get stronger. The Stoics showed us a blueprint for tranquility in the storm. The question is, will you follow it? Take one principle, apply it today, and begin your own Stoic journey. If you found value in this, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom and modern strategies. And remember, the world outside may be chaotic, but your mind can be unshakable.